Yeah.
Hi, Geetha.
Hi, hi, Ms. Razia.
Thank you for joining. I know it's a short notice that I've given you, and Tuesday I said no. Now today I said, let's see. I'm not feeling well. As you can see, I have cold now. But
Right.
Geetha, just you know how the drill goes with success stories. You've heard this million times, I believe. So please take us through your education and straight into your interview process, because we are more focused on what was your interview like, what's your title. I know you're starting on the following Monday. So just take us through the interview process.
Guys, I did my bachelor's in dentistry from India, and I also have a master's. But after moving to the US, I did my pharmacovigilance certification from MediPharm Solutions. Abhishek sir was my professor in that. And recently, I got a job in Empower Pharmacy as a complaint handling specialist. So the thing is,
Go ahead, please. Sorry. Go ahead.
uh, so the thing I've applied to a lot of questions in the for past 4 months. I mean, I've started applying for questions in end of March. So in the last 4 months, I've applied to a lot of questions. And once even the job that I got now, I applied like 2 months back, and they got to me around like 2 months, a month later, and so basically we'll jump right ahead to the interview process. So two people interviewed me. One is the director and one is my manager, future manager. Both of them primarily wanted to know my previous experience from MediPharm Solutions, like what I've done before. So there is your typical tell me about yourself questions, and they're going to give you a couple of scenarios where they're going to ask you how would you handle those scenarios. And not many questions were asked regarding the core part of the pharmacovigilance, but basically most of the questions were from scenarios. They gave me a lot of scenarios, and they were like, how would you handle that case, like timelines, like for we have timelines, right? You guys finished the classes reporting timelines,
Not yet.
Okay, so you'll get those classes in the future. So for serious cases and non-serious cases, we have different timelines. So they are going to ask, like, if you have a lot of cases at the same time, how are you going to prioritize those tasks? Based on what are you going to prioritize? So something like that. And yeah, I think I had like an hour interview with each of them, and then at the end they also asked me like if I had any questions for them. I did have a couple of questions because the Emperor Pharmacy is not your typical pharmaceutical company. It's a compounding pharmacy. So I wanted to know more about the company. So I asked them all the questions that I had. I think they were very happy because I wanted to know more about them. And yeah, I got the response immediately. And yeah, I'm going to start next month. Yes.
So were you, my question, there are two or three questions, and then I'll open the floor for anyone to ask any questions, guys. Um, any questions that you have. So I know that you went through the modules and you prepared yourself for the interview, kind of. So when they were asking questions regarding scenarios, how how were you able to answer those questions just from the modules that you prepared here? Because you really don't have work experience.
I don't. But the thing is, like, right now, you just finished seriousness criteria, right, sir? So
Uh-huh.
you do have like life-threatening. Sir gave you like 5 scenarios. Abhishek said not to make you mad, but can you just let me know all the 5 things that you said life-threatening? What were the other 4?
Life-threatening hospitalization, persistent disability, congenital
Yeah.
medical
Yeah,
exam.
sorry. So in the same way, it's like you have life threatening in the first number. Why do you have life threatening there? Because it's a priority. The last thing would be congenital anomaly because you don't see many of those anymore. So prioritization always happens on that basis. Like if I have many cases, if let's assume I have 20 cases today, and all of them are not necessarily serious cases. Some of them are going to be non-serious, and they require 15 days reports compared to seriousness case which have 7-day reports. So that's how I would prioritize. That's what I told them. Like that's what I did. That's exactly what I told them. What I would do, that's what I told them.
Awesome. And the second question is, I'm asking these questions because these are questions that are coming up with different students in different interviews. When you hear the word, oh, medical director is interviewing me, and then you have a manager interviewing, I mean, nothing wrong with you thinking high about someone, but thinking high about someone should not put you down. So,
Yes.
what was your mindset when you heard that, oh, there is a medical director and a manager interviewing? Were you scared of getting interviewed by a medical director?
No, actually, no, I was not scared of either of them because, to be fair, I think the conversations that we had during our classes and everything prepared me, and I was sure of what they were going to ask me because I went through job description like so many times. And every I went whatever the requirements that that particular job had, I thought about it, I read about it, I learned more about the job description. So I guess I knew that those were the things they were going to ask me, because I think that's what Abhishek sir and Satya ma'am, everybody who gave me classes told me that you need to go through the job description. It's not going to be the same for every job. So I went through that, and I thought those are the questions that they were going to ask me, and they did ask me the same questions.
Awesome. So my last question is, I mean, I know that you may have guessed my last question. So what are what are the top three things that you can recommend for folks? I believe most of the folks on this call are either new to job placement side or new to the whole drug safety program per se. So from your experience, what are some of the things that you would recommend them to do?
Stick to your basics. Don't go overboard with trying to learn more and more about pharmacovigilance. Stick to the modules. That's my number one suggestions. And number two would be prepare yourself, because in this it's not going to be like you're going to apply for one job and you're going to get it. That's not how things work. You're going to apply for a lot of jobs. And the thing that stuck to me most was Abhishek sir always used to tell me, if you want a 9 to 5 job, you need to apply for 9 to 5. Like you need to apply constantly. And that's what I did. I used to constantly apply, even though I wasn't getting any positive responses. Don't get disappointed. You will get callbacks. I can assure you that. The resume that you're going to get prepared from MediPharm Solutions is going to definitely get you some interview calls, definitely going to get you there in that position. And thirdly is, in the interview process, there are your basics. Be a bit early on time. Definitely that's a plus. And prepare, I mean, for every role that you're preparing. If you do get an interview for a particular role, don't generalize stuff. Just prepare yourself for that particular role. Go through the job description and you should be good.
Awesome. I know I said the last question, but in the heat of the moment, I'm excited to ask you one more.
Sure.
Um, Recession is coming
Yes.
and we are all going to die. How did you find this job? And sorry, some of my folks asked, all these PV jobs, pharmacovigilance, are being outsourced to India, Philippines, and all those countries. So how are we going to survive? Are we going to go back and do jobs in Walmart? Like, what is your answer to this?
I think we are going to be good, sir. I'm not scared about it.
No, I just want you to answer it because you'll be on YouTube tomorrow and this would be heard by at least 100 people tomorrow. Because I keep getting this negative thing, like everyone is an economist and they kind of say recession is coming, there are no jobs, every job in PV is going to be outsourced. The outsourcing model happened. I got my first job in PV when it was outsourced out of US. But that doesn't mean that there are no jobs, but I just want you to answer it because you keep saying that you have applied to a lot of jobs and you got this interview, you got a job. I mean, I don't want to pick on your answer, but I just want to know your mindset behind how are you able to overcome this, because this is a very common thing that I keep hearing. And because I'm hearing a lot, I don't want to take it as, oh, this is a new normal. It's not the case. There is no recession coming. If you apply, I keep saying this in again and again, even to a complete stranger. How many jobs do you need by the end of the day?
One.
If you are offered two jobs, would you take both?
So yeah, since you brought the topic, I did actually get one more job in North Chicago. The only reason I didn't take it was I don't live there. I have my home here. That's why I took the one in Houston.
So you got two
So
jobs
you
in this
yeah.
in this horrible recession too.
Trust me. Yes.
Guys, I
No.
know that some of you are laughing, but your spouses might be working in IT, and your family might be in IT or some tech companies. Let me assure you this: there are good times, there are bad times, but I always keep saying this: there is a bad month, but it can never be a bad year.
Dr. Abhishek, I was in the one group and this mantra was there that pharmacovigilance has gone. It gone to India to
Yeah,
remote jobs.
I
And
know.
it was, and one of the gentlemen said that I wanted to join a course. We recommend him, and then suddenly somebody gave him the suggestion, please don't do this.
Yeah, I mean, see, it's not.
You
I'm
are
not.
really, you are right. You are very right. This mantra is now going on, and this is not correct. You are right.
Yeah, it's just a general, I would say, an emotion and a feeling. It's nothing wrong with people. People in tech are losing jobs. There are mass layoffs, and there are a lot of turbulence. And elections are coming in November. This after COVID doesn't seem to be the right thing. But I strongly believe, like how Geetha really solidified my belief. Is I strongly believe that if you have the right subject, and if you persistently apply for the right jobs, the result is there. The whole point, guys, what I'm trying to put forth is, I'm not trying to give you a lot of hope right away, but I can tell you in my experience, the hardest part is not the hardest part is getting the interview, not even the interview.
Yeah.
So every student who got an interview got a job. How about that? Last month we had 7 placements. Last month, meaning June, I don't know July, but June we had 7 placements. So if 7 out of 12 are getting jobs, I'm okay with people saying there is recession, outsourcing, and all those things. Again, um, yeah, it is what it is. But my advice to you or suggestion to you is keep negativity as far as possible, and try to do the work that is important. And once you get a job in PV, you're not getting just a job and a paycheck. You will have a career through it. I made a career out of it for 15-16 years, and then I left it voluntarily. It's not like I was dependent on it forever. So I want you guys to do it because you're not far from my education. Some of you are physicians, some of you are dentists, some of you are pharmacists, some of you are coming from some education where you can make a career out of this. But the most important thing, how Geetha was explaining, is consistently keep applying. When you get an interview, nail the interview. Don't say that you need 4 interviews to get a job. The subject doesn't change. The only thing that changes in the 4 interviews is your confidence. So why can't you be confident in your first interview? I know I'm a little aggressive, but I hope you get the point. And thank you, Geetha, for staying on the call and answering all my 4 questions. I leave the call open, guys. Any questions you may have, please do ask Geetha.
Hi, Geetha.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for coming. I do have a question for you. I wanted to know like what job positions you were applying for since you don't have a lot of experience in PV.
So PV does have a lot of names, like obviously the drug safety associate, pharmacovigilance specialist. There are a couple of positions which have the same job description, but they are also called as reporting specialist or complaint handling specialist. like you'll get at the end of the program, you'll get some Abhishek, MediPharm Solutions will give you a couple of documents in which they'll let you know that a couple of the names for this. I mean, they'll have a document where they'll tell you like the different names that are related to pharmacovigilance, and you can search for positions under those names. All of them basically mean the same thing. You'll have the same job description for all of these positions, right, sir?
Yeah. So basically, what she's saying is, by the end of the course, once you get certified, we provide job placement assistance, which includes like 16 modules, like how you have the videos for the subject, you'll have videos for job placement, where you go through each of those videos in sequence. So you'll understand the sequence of doing your interviews. So what you should do for recruiters call, what you should do for hiring managers call, what you should do for panel interview, what you need to do with your LinkedIn, what you need to do to optimize your LinkedIn account, where you should network, what keywords you need to use for broad search, and what kind of positions you need to apply. There are a lot of documents that come out. So if you do this program, doing the program in the classes is probably 70% game, but the next 30% comes in those set of things after certification, which is called a job search guide. So it will kind of guide you through each step, but you should take the action on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
like sir
getting
said,
back
searching the position under those keywords is important. If you keep on searching for pharmacovigilance specialist, you will get only a few jobs to apply for. So you need to use all of the keywords that are given in the job placement assistance so that you cover a lot of options.
What was it,
okay,
Maurice?
so yeah, I wanted to know like so once I'm done with this class, like because I hear that there's like entry level pharmacovigilance. So in my head, I'm like, do I start with that position or can I start with a higher position?
So let me put it
If
very straight up. You need to get a job. So it doesn't matter whether it's entry level or whether it is. Let me ask you a question. If someone pays you $60,000 versus $90,000, which job do you take?
So ideally 90.
So the $60,000 is an entry level job. $90,000 is a job that anyone can do with the same skill sets. So if you put the dollar sign in front of you, I believe most of your questions will evaporate. Am I making sense?
Okay, yes, yes, okay,
Yeah, that's a good
thank you.
option. 90 is more than 60.
Mm-hmm.
So again, guys, don't complicate it. Don't think so much. Don't analyze it. Once you complete the subject and once you know the movie, get certified, move on to job placement. Be flexible. Adapt to the conditions. Be flexible. I feel like more education you have, it's very hard to make you understand because you already think you know everything. It's very hard to work with those kind of people. And again, there's nothing wrong with having education, but you should be flexible. You should be coachable. Let me put the right way, a right word. You should be coachable to someone. And then once you get a job, you're all on your own. You don't need to say as boss to anyone. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Just congratulations, Geetha, Dr. Geetha, and best of luck, and say best of luck for us as well.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Thank you so much.
Let me know if your job is outsourced.
Oh, definitely.
All right, guys. Any other questions?
Congratulations, Geetha. And we'll keep looking for you.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. MediPharm Solutions is I give all my credit to MediPharm Solutions actually.
I have a quick question, Dr. Geetha. What is the company name again? Is it
Empower
Anchor or
Pharmacy.
Angel? Say it again.
Empower Pharmacy, EMPOWER.
Okay, Empower. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And so it's like you said you are working as a compliance analyst, right?
Handling specialist. Complaint handling specialist.
Handling specialist. So you'll be like dealing more with the patient compliance and all, or
Basically, adverse events.
oh yeah, okay. So just the so is it like a remote job or
No, I mean, it is a hybrid model, but I would rather prefer to go to office rather than staying home.
oh, okay. So is the company located in Texas? You said you're
It's located in Houston. I live in Houston. That's the only reason I chose this.
okay, wonderful.
There are many people.
All right, yeah, that's good. I didn't know like in Houston there are a lot of pharma industry, pharma
Trust me,
companies.
and neither did I.
No, actually, let me pause here. There are so many people in Texas, so many students in Texas. They work remotely. Dr. Satya is in Texas. She works
Yeah.
remotely. Dr. Anurupa is in Texas. She works remotely. Lavanya is one more person that I know who used to teach for us. She's in Houston. She used to do. I believe some of the students are also in Texas. Who is in Texas here from the state
Yeah,
of?
I think couple of them is in our group.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
I am
Yeah,
in Houston.
I'm in Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah. So again, it doesn't really matter, guys, as long as you are in US and you can work remotely. That is more than sufficient. Um, so I guess again, what Geeta was saying, just get to know your subject well. Have it thoroughly prepared through the modules. You don't need to go more than the modules, and just make sure that you consistently apply and get things done, and do the interviews with more preparation, over preparation, or proper preparation, I should say, and make the most out of it. What I've seen with other students is they take their time between the course and the job placement. That beats the purpose. Don't let a vacation and travel and family and of course life does happen, but do the best you can in getting through and through where you're consistently applying for jobs, and just keep the momentum with that. Any other questions, guys, before we let Geeta go?
Yeah, one more question for
Geetha.
you.
Sure.
Hi, Geeta. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have one question for you. If you have no experience, with zero experience, if you are applying for a job, does it become an obstacle in PV?
I don't think that's a problem, but I do think if you have held a couple of different positions before this, that would definitely be a plus. But if you're a fresher, you might lack that confidence otherwise. But if you did have a couple of jobs before this particular one, that definitely helps.
Okay.
It doesn't exactly have to be PV, but any job experience helps.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Geetha. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many rounds of interview did you have to go through? Was it just one?
2 hours, give or take.
2
One
hours?
round, 2 hours.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. Peter. This is Peter. I
Yeah.
got a couple questions in the
Sure.
chat group, and then this one is specifically for you.
Sure.
Right here where I live in Indianapolis, I was a supervisor level in post-market surveillance with Roche Medical Device.
Mhm.
When you started the course, you emphasized this is pretty much similar across devices, diagnostics, and pharma, biopharma. But as the course progressed, you seem to be more like leaning heavily towards pharma and biologics. Are they similar? Or I know from attending these courses and my work experience from medical devices, there are lots of similarities.
Yeah, there are a lot of similarities, Peter, but this is more drug safety. It's not surveillance that we do. It's more science related than
Mhm.
just logistics.
So this course is more for drugs and biologics.
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
but we do work with in safety also, in drug safety also. we do work with product quality compliance. So it's kind of crossing that border there, but it's
Mhm.
more on the science side. It is not on the product quality side or the quality assurance side.
So with this course, we should be doing a bragging more to the pharma and biologics companies.
Exactly. You have a wider net than just doing only quality work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I was wondering, for the jobs left in the US and not yet outsourced overseas, are we coming across a lot of remote online
I mean,
jobs?
this is not new. I'm not sure. I mean, that's what we were talking earlier. This outsourcing and all those things are just a part of business cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing new. Since 2008, I've been in PV. I've seen outsourcing happen. I'm a part of outsourcing when I joined PV, in the sense that my job was outsourced to some other place, and then it came back. So this is nothing new. I mean, it happens in every industry. It happened with PV, and jobs being remote is very new from 2016-17 in PV, and with
Right.
it is even more strengthened right now. But now people are doing hybrid and all those things. But it really depends on, again, all these things are nitty gritties for a bigger question. If you're looking for a job and if you have the right resume and you are applying with the right intent consistently, and you get an interview and you know how to handle the interview, the job is yours. Because I always say this to our students: the interview questions are not complicated, they're not tricky, they're not trying to trying to make you the best. They just want to make sure you know the basics of pharmacovigilance and you're really a team player and not a psychopath.
And my last questions, the placements, are they contract consulting or are they permanent full time?
Both. Most of the times, you would see that in PV there are more contract roles, but contracts run from 6 months, 1 year, 2 year kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
the point is this: let us say if you get a 6 month contract, they again will train you on their internal processes for 1 month at least. So why would they train for 1 month if they're paying you for that for 6 months? Is because they want to keep you longer.
Right, right.
So once you prove yourself, once they know that, okay, the person is trained and they know what they're doing, they kind of extend your contract. And that's pretty much the story of many students here. I know students who have been with the company for like 2-3 years and then went into full time. So I would say, don't put filters right away when you are starting your job search. Um, so my advice to everyone on the call, not just to Peter, is once the course is done, once you get your resume, once you start applying, do not put filters in your job placement. How much is the pay? Is it remote? Is it in East Coast? Is it in West Coast? Are my pets allowed in the office? Stop all these questions. Get to your interview, get that interview experience first. So at least you know, oh, this is how pharmacovigilance interviews are. Once you get that interview done, you will kind of clear a lot of what if this happens, what if that happens kind of scenarios and questions. So your thought process will be clear, and your second interview will be your first interview that you get a job.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations, Geetha.
Thank you, Mr. Peter.
All right, guys. Thank you, Geetha, again for your time. I know it's a long call than the webinar, the module, but thank you. I wish you the best. We'll be in touch, guys. I'll
Thank
see you guys once I come back the following week. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Doctor.
you. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.